Presented by Nerd Wallet. We welcome you back to that was OKC. Let's give you the Minnesota and Naz Reid. Center court and away. A bunch of road games. First possession. A lot of offense last night. Here is Hartenstein. Had a running start. Went up to the rim and got fouled. If that defense is ultimately going to show up here tonight.
Well, you know, it's one of those things where, you know, you get a little too many goals last night, as much as the Thunder's three-point shooting did by knocking down those 19 threes. Now the key to it also, like in a championship fight, you just got to keep going to it. And for the Thunder last night, it was in that fourth quarter with those 7 made threes out of 11 attempts to get that victory on the road. Thunder 20th victory on the road.
Fourth quarter shot making was so critical. Conley way off on the three, but an offensive rebound. Reloads it from the outside, and it finally goes down. Excellent from deep. Over the course of really the last 2 years, Mark Dagnall said there was enough offense to carry the load. Jalen Williams.
Conley is such a savvy veteran, and I think he's great for Anthony Edwards. He gets a little excited sometimes. You always see Mike Conley in his ear last night when he got that first technical. This went right over and said, calm down, young fella. You're only 22 years old.
That is a really impressive strip from Jalen Williams. Giving up a little bit of size to Naz Reid, particularly in the post on a play that the Timberwolves ran a ton last night. The turnaround, baby, too strong. Edwards always looking for his shot. Was able to rip off 29 last night, but the Thunder did a good job of at least keeping the lid on, making it a little more difficult on him. As McDaniels at the free throw line, that's going to come off no good.
Something to get around and force him to shoot a flat-footed shot.
Nice ball fake inside on an exit from Hartenstein as Casey Wallace was right there, and he avoided the shot block attempt.
You got a passing big man like can open up your offense, create some easy offense for you.
As Dort quickly back the other way, bounces off Conley, and you get contact and a foul. And Dort is going to go to the free throw line.
Yeah, we talk about a pass line. That guy's always got his Doppler radar on.
Game after game, it seems like Hartenstein is putting on a passing clinic, particularly for a big man. And these free throws give us an opportunity to take a look at the back end of a back-to-back. We addressed that. A.J. Mitchell still out with the toe. And the trio for Minnesota, those three were out last night as well. Randall, who's now missing 11 consecutive games with a groin injury. This Minnesota team very different without Gobert. There's a hard take.
But you got to do that. Now, he's a terrific three-point shooter, but don't forget, he started his career with those types of plays, going to the bucket and finishing.
Shea trying to get downhill, the kick out, catch fire three. Jalen Williams, no, but the back tap out to Dort. The reload three straight away.
That's good action, good activity. The tap out.
Edwards, so good. High release, that high arc. He is just an exceptional player.
Well, he leads the NBA in made three-pointers.
Shea was going for the whistle, didn't get it. Hartenstein still looking for that first three to go down.
Well, he's getting closer and closer. Every time you miss a shot like that, you get closer and closer to making it. That's why shooters keep shooting.
Quick pass inside of it. Really upticking here over the last couple of years. More than just a defensive specialist. J-Dub pulls up, mid-range shot. Good defender on him, and J-Dub says it's not a problem.
Stop and pop action. He's got that mid-range shot, got the three-point shot in season 3. It's a deep three by Anthony. And Edwards way out there on that one.
It doesn't matter the situation, Michael. He's always ready to pull. Shea on the step-back shot. That's a tough one for him either as he rips the cards from deep.
And he makes it look easy. That's not easy, folks. That guy's a professional scorer. He's always got a lot of traffic around him. I thought last night he did a good job of just moving that basketball to his teammates.
Edwards keeping the dribble alive outside Clark. Came off a good offensive game last night. As Reid with the offensive rebound. Dort defending, Reid the height, and shoots. Really turned into a good player for Minnesota He was undrafted coming out of college, two-way player. What a drive, SGN.
To do. I mean, he had two guys hanging all over. Terrific defense by the Timberwolves on that drive. Just a better finish by Shea.
Edwards. Red Hartenstein was waiting for him. Spiked it into the ground. Wallace with speed. Down the other end, and he'll finish it off.
Time last night in Minnesota, guys.
Yeah, Alex Caruso, so big, and the points stand out, but he does so many things. There's a beautiful defensive play by Casey Wallace. Just punched it right away from Reed. Here is speed, Jalen Williams, and a whistle and a foul as the Thunder want a goaltend.
Terrific timing. Was that McDaniels?
Yep. Jalen Williams.
Thunder did a good job of. You saw the steal by Casey Wallace turning the number becomes big in a close game.
McDaniels had some speed and some force going up, and now he's going to get a possible and one. Hartenstein gets called for the personal foul. That's where those Thunder guards.
McDaniels. He's one of the. He can guard a bigger, smaller defender. He can shoot the three. A good cutter, good passer. Still developing as a young player.
He's had some good performances. Tough off-balance shot, J-Dub. He was falling away from the basket. Didn't get it. Edwards. Defended by Wiggins. He comes into the game for the first time. J-Dub trying to keep Reed in front of him, but Reed kept the dribble alive, went with the left hand. A little bit too much of a...
Because Reed wants to take that three right away.
And Wiggins for the weeks.
Oh, gave him that room. A nice little step back. Just in the ball game. Already tickling his twines.
He had some big shots last night as well. There's a deflection and a steal. Wallace picks it up, trying to start the break. Dort, little hesitation, got around Reed, and Reed tried to make
shooting for the game. He's going to usually come out on top with those kind of numbers.
5-minute mark in the first quarter. Dort couldn't turn the corner, goes into a really tough shot on the fadeaway with McDaniels defending. But the Thunder defense so far doing a good job of limiting Minnesota. Just 13 points. McDaniels, man, that's a nice play. Fade.
Saw him on that nice little dunk roll to the basket.
J-Dub bounces right off a goal. Used him as a stabilizer to get that shot off.
Contact balance. Remember I told you that a couple of weeks ago, Bill Belichick talked about that in football. Guys that can take the contact and stay on balance.
And really, the only way to make that really effective, Michael, you got to have a lot of strength.
A lot of strength, absolutely. I think that's number one.
Shot clock a factor. McDaniels again, down low, pulls up, and he's got two.
And athleticism. He doesn't use it just on the defensive end. He also uses it offensively, as you've seen in his last couple of buckets.
Minnesota going into the zone.
About J-Dub recognizing that they were collapsing on him.
And now Ihart with the rebound on the other end, trying to get things going. He has been in the middle of the action here in this first quarter.
Yes, Hank. Yes. There you go.
Talk about good energy. Thunder come out here with some really good energy here so far in this first quarter.
Garza flashes back outside Clark. Spacing is off. Gives it up to Edwards, and Edwards nothing but space down the lane, and it was a. Just like we talked about, the defense. Mark Daigneault wants sharper defense as Jalen. That is getting his first appearance here tonight. He did not play in the game in Minneapolis. As Shea is going to get fouled by Edwards.
With that kind of approach, and no Chet Holmgren tonight. We just trying to give everybody different looks there. I thought his shot blocking and shot changing was on point last night.
Says he's starting to get his swag back a little bit. That's what he said to Nick Gallo a couple games ago in the post game. Edwards off on the three. Extra pass, Alexander Walker in the corner, and he picks up where he left off last night with a three. He had some high difficulty shots, particularly in that fourth quarter.
I had a couple of words with him before the game tonight. I said, man, you're shooting that shot really well. I said, yeah, I've been working on it. I said, you're doing more than working on it. It's working.
He's executing on it. Jay Will from the side, waste no time to get into the box score.
Very positive sign. Thunder knocking down those threes.
And Shannon, little burst there, got to the cup and scores. This Minnesota team, not a trio of players. SGA gave it right back to Joe. Likes that flare out. He'll pull up, short shot, no good. Two-point game here in the first quarter. Force the pass, get it out of the hands of Edwards and Alexander Walker. That's a little, wasn't sure if he wanted to take the two.
He's a three-point shooter right now. And he's looked a little confused sometimes.
But players, it's fascinating.
Exactly.
Are you ready to get it? Local Y and stop by for more details.
You know, especially in the mid-range. Because, you know, you brought it up. That desired shot is they pretty much want to shoot that three.
Nobody standing in the mid-range. There is Alexander Walker with a steal. Up ahead is Caruso. At the step, Caruso in for the scoop. And it's Edwards coming the other way. Final minute. It's Joe up on him. Heavy pressure, Dillingham. Snaps it cross court. Shannon, that time, was able to get around Jay Willens. Decide what to do here between the shot game. Got down low, faded away. That's his spot. Easy.
You're right. He's going to get to that spot. And if you deny him that spot, he's quick to give up that basketball to a teammate. Did that several times last night in the fourth quarter. That led to threes by Wiggins and Caruso.
NBA's leading scorer with another double-digit first quarter as Garza off. But it caroms right over to Shannon. He didn't have enough time. It got blocked by Joe. So we go to the second quarter, and it's a 4-point OKC lead.
Well, and you're going to the reserves now, where the Thunder reserve did a terrific job last night in that win with those 40 points.
Reed off on the... This was the quarter last night. Minnesota put up a huge number after the Thunder led by as many as 19. See what happens here. Shea starting this second quarter. Extra pass. Caruso trying to get it down to the team. So committed, Michael, to trying different rotations and putting guys in all these different spots. Thunder thought there was a travel there live on the start.
I think he may have thought it too. That's why he left it short.
He was waiting for the whistle, wasn't he?
I got waiting with it.
As Joe usually likes to get behind that three-point line. Instead, Jay Will terminates. Now Joe fires away, and Isaiah Joe registers that triple.
That's a tough shot between two defenders, too. And one of those guys was 6'10", maybe taller than Nas Reed.
He was trying to get that shot off. You can see all the movement. If you ever watch Isaiah Joe, he's got a lot of movement away from the basketballs. Caruso's
It's pretty hot out there. Almost 80 degrees in Oklahoma City today.
Jay Will, a couple of big bodies bouncing there. Reed comes up empty again.
He was making a lot of those chippies last night. Kind of left them short here so far in his first half.
Nice pass. Jay Will set it up on the dime, but Joe couldn't get the angle with the good defender. McDaniels is now SGA. He'll get fouled by Shannon, and the question is it on the deck or is it on the gather?
That's a good job of taking advantage of the young player.
There's that same play as Caruso, that flasher in the middle of the floor. I was looking forward to seeing whether Caruso could put that down.
Yeah, he got undercut by Mike Conley on there. Good thing he was. Caruso luckily came down on 2 feet or almost.
That's got to be the one thing if you're a player and you leave your feet, as this might be an offensive foul, and it is. As Jay Will was waiting for. Takes the contact, takes the charge. Shannon trying to get the review, but Jay Will.
Charge takers in the association certainly was in college at the University of Arkansas, where he led the NCAA in that category.
That reputation is. There's SGA on the baseline yet again, taking advantage of Shannon.
Just nice physical move by Shea to go into the body of the defender.
Terrence Shannon from the outside, the lefty, a little too strong. Just about 3 minutes gone by here in quarter number 2.
Kind of done a good job of being, not fouling.
Look at Isaiah Joe skying in for that rebound, at least to Shea, the left hand, no good. You see more commitment from the guards in following shots. It has been consistent. Alexander Walker, space, misfires, and you get a loose ball foul underneath. It's going to go against Caruso.
Let's talk about the foul situation. He's only committed one foul.
If he knows that he's got like an inexperienced defender on him, he immediately goes into not just about going out there and being a baller and putting up shots. You got to use your brain.
Absolutely. And what the Thunder doing a good job of in all those highlights you just saw is that they were able to get a foot in the paint. Because when you get in the painted area, the defense has to react. The weak side has to come over. Strong side has to come over. All have to react when a guy gets that basketball to the paint. Is that Joe Ingles out there?
It sure is.
I haven't seen that guy out there in a long time.
Reed lost his balance. Tough first half for him continues. As Kenrich trying to make something happen off the deck. Little hesitation, pulls up, puts it in. Right. As there's a great defensive play. Alexander Walker had it punch free. Joe, transition three on the other end, and he splashes it home. Isaiah Joe, his
lead of the night at 11.
Caruso with another strip. That was clean. Same shot. Joe can't put it down.
I got to tell you, that's energy. The crowd does a good job of reacting to that.
You could just feel the anticipation when that shot goes up. Particularly those big shots in transition when you're trying to further. The Thunder with an 11-point lead. SGA, he was going for the foul. Alexander Walker got around Joe, contested, and J-Will couldn't.
This was letting it play. There's a lot of contact on that Alexander Walker drive, and so was Shea there. Above that three-point line in that corner.
Edwards checks back in for Minnesota. SGA goes 2 for 2 with the line. Those strips, the misses from Reed. McDaniels down low. He's going to get fouled by Wiggins. You see another aggressive move there by Jaden McDaniels.
And that, but he's got 2 free throws.
And now a quick word from Jane here. As McDaniels converts.
Thunder flipped the script so far. Timberwolves have 3 attempts. Thunder have 12 attempts from the free throw line.
Kenrich got a good look at the three. Got to slow down Edwards. Used his power, missed the shot. Got tapped out, but a right to Wiggins. Got around Edwards, slices in, acrobatic play, and Wiggins able to finish it off with a nice spin.
Did you see how he contorted his body to fly across and somehow kiss the glass? Man, I'd like to see that again. How did he do it?
He's taken his offensive game to another level over the last 10 games. Caruso hounding Ingles. Finally got the steal. Up ahead, it's J-Dub behind everybody. He's going to lay it up and in. 3 win streaks are all in the Eastern Conference, led by the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Just let you know.
Continue to roll teams.
Yeah, just letting you know how competitive it is. On the backside of the schedule, it's just so competitive right now.
Well, everybody's got to make him a ton of games. Once again, Aaron.
Just finishes by him in traffic. Not the three-point shot. He was 4 of 4 from downtown last night.
Wiggins once again approaching double digits as McDaniels off
the bucket. He's got 13 points.
Minnesota goes into that zone defense. They've switched it up from time to time. It's one thing that Mark Daigneault has pointed out that the Timberwolves like to do. Dort, another ridiculously tough shot. Edwards able to rip away the rebound. Wallace trying to slow him up, just get him off his line. Ingles, not a guy you want to leave open, but he missed 5. As J-Dub ships across court, Kenrich. He had a little bit of space, early shot clock. Edwards back the other way. Just Casey Wallace putting a little early pressure on him.
He's making him work. Look at that. He still can't get around him. Good job of not allowing him to get to the paint. He's so athletic. He wants to get that three-point shot going, too, where he leads the NBA in most made three-pointers.
It's iconic to 405-877-55.
Talking about those news and notes with Andre Iguodala. I'm happy for him that the Warriors retired his jersey because he's only one of 2 players to ever get MVP off the bench as a reserve.
Totally underrated for what he was able to do. Hartenstein trying to get the jump ball. Chris Finch wants the timeout, and the timeout is granted. Minnesota, it's such a compressed schedule because you got the in-season tournament. You got all these games you got to make up. The Thunder have a ton of back-to-backs, tonight being one of them.
Yeah, and their next home game, March 3rd, against the Houston Rockets.
And that'll be just one game. At home, desperation. That's a bailout 3 from Edwards, and it almost went in. Coming out of that Minnesota timeout, Wallace. They wanted to go for the alley-oop, but got deflected right over to J-Dub. He's able to throw it down. Let's go! Defense! We'll see what Minnesota did there, Michael, instead with the heavy press the tree that ends up on the green.
Okay, just leave it right there.
A little bit better.
Don't talk about the chunk of earth coming up. But I tell you one thing, man, I keep coming back. You know, I just keep coming back, no matter what.
And
we have a problem, you know, with Shea because he's going to get away from most. SGA, who dropped a 37-piece last night in the Twin Cities.
Garza didn't want to shoot, didn't want to dribble, just wanted to pass. Out to Edwards, fires it, and McDaniels a little too hot for him to handle. Out of bounds, and some of those passes pace on it. Cason Wallace goes up just outside the key.
That's a nice play by the second-year man as he just went on him, did a little stutter step, and was able to get a nice little midi as Shannon Jr. gets the feed.
Nice kick out, wide open shooter. Cason Wallace was waiting for it.
Run by Mr. Wallace.
The lead is up to 16, biggest of the night. Edwards, he didn't want to take that. Garza again, a little bit short. And Wiggins probing. J-Dub with speed. That's his shot, left side, pulls up, no good. Hartenstein, the rebound. And we got an opportunity to add to it here as SGA surveys. What's he want to do against that zone? Hartenstein, the no-look pass underneath, and Wiggins in his perfect spot lays it in.
How about that? Just a nice, sometimes make it look so easy, almost like he's a point guard. He's a point center, one of the few guys that does it like that. That's a nice move that time. And surveyed the defense and made a tough finish with his left hand.
Now you see of Anthony Edwards, big-time playmaker. That was a pretty move. SGA off the screen, fires away, and SGA buries it from deep.
How about that big screen that time by Hartenstein?
Garza, wide left, no good. Already up by 19 to push it even further here. Final shot, first half. Double team comes, pass deflected. Oh, the Thunder really fortunate. There were 2 Minnesota players. Wiggins, standalone, no. Hartenstein, the rebound, got it off. But well short. Nonetheless, a very